can hear my cry for freedom as I learn to trust the living that's inside. In a world that sells a pack of lies and draws me to my ego, how can I fall? How can I fail when I'm Jonah, Jonah, Jonah inside the whale? And I know you're always with me, even though you can't be heard. A perfect understanding as you breathe into this heart of mine. Jonah, Jonah, Jonah inside the whale. Cha 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 cha. So the fox is in the hall again, the hounds are at the door. Newspaper stories lying more and more. There's a little girl starting school today to learn the whole thing over. But how can she fall? How can she fail when she's Jonah, 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 Jonah inside the whale? Oh. Jonah, Jonah, Jonah inside the whale, inside the whale. Jonah, Jonah, Jonah inside the whale. Gonna go right down inside the whale.
88.5 XPN. And Jonah with Francis Dunnery from Let's Go Do What Happens, Whatever Happens. Helen Light in here today, and we're into a light lunch. And as promised, we have a visit from one of our very dear friends, Francis Dunnery, in town tomorrow night and Sunday at the Tin Angel. So thank you so much for coming in.
Hey, it's great to be here.
Yeah, it's nice to see you again.
Well, I kind of dropped out 2 years ago. Well, semi. Actually, Philadelphia was the only place I've been coming back to.
You enjoy it? Everyone enjoys you?
Yeah. Well, it's like people are really cool. You know, when I do the gigs, it's like they're very supportive, so I like it.
Well, I got an email. I had mentioned yesterday that you were coming in, and an email from someone in England who is a very big fan of yours, has a website, a Francis Dunnery website, and was thrilled. Yeah, well, you know, I went in, and I didn't know. You know, maybe, I hope this is true, but I'll read this, and you tell me if this is true. Do you have a new baby?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, they knew it. They said, congratulations, it's a girl, to Francis and Helena.
Yes.
And the baby, her name is
Ava.
Ava.
We call her Gravy.
You call her Gravy?
Yeah.
How old is she?
She's about 3 months now.
Oh, well, congratulations from us too.
It was a pretty intense thing. I was at the birth, and I'm into astrology and all metaphysical stuff, and I'm kind of sitting in the delivery room with my computer, and the second she come out, I press now to get a time of birth, you know.
And how did she do on the...
she's amazing.
Yeah?
She thinks I'm amazing too, so I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Is this your first?
It's my second.
Okay, and so...
I have one from a long time ago.
How old would they be?
She's 17 now.
Wow.
So I was very young.
Yeah.
I've been doing it a long time.
See? You've mastered it now, though, haven't you? I can tell.
So, you know, it's a very different experience, you know, because I'm older now. I'm in my 30s, and it's like, it's like you don't know whether to laugh or to cry. It's like a really intense thing.
Yeah.
Like the nurse gave me the baby, and I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I was at this like thing looking at me, and I said to her, I said, hello, you know, welcome to the earth.
And this is what you're going to be when you grow up, as you read her sign to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
it was a pretty astounding thing.
Yeah. Oh, it is. I have 2 children, so I can still remember. You never forget, though.
Isn't like kids are a heavy thing, aren't they? Like for people who haven't got children, it's like, you know, like there is nothing else like that. Mm-hmm. And it's boring when you haven't got children, because people, it's like, oh, shut up. They're going, oh, my children and my children and my children. And you're just like, shut up. What are you talking about your children? It's like, please. But when you have them, it's like, oh, my God. Children. Then you start going around to people with photographs going, my children, my children.
It's a proud thing, though. And then you realize why you're working, why you're doing the things you're doing. It's a whole different, it turns around everything that you do.
I think the last 2 years, you know, in particular for me, was a very earthing time. You know, I quit the music business, you know.
Yeah, what have you been doing, though?
Well, I just, you know, I couldn't take it anymore. I think everybody in life, they hit that a certain stage in their lives where it's just like, it's almost like the death of your first life. Mm-hmm. And then like, it's almost like a new life starts again, you know. And I'm just kind of, I'm on the end of my dying right now. And I'm just about to come back to life.
Have you been writing a lot?
Yes, I have. Like, you know, it feels like a springtime right now. I feel like what the earth is like right now. It's just ready to jump into the springtime. Like, I kind of feel like that, you know.
And the next phase is,
you know, world domination and politics.
How will you now? Okay, Francis. Now we're talking to Francis Dunnery, and of course he has done a lot. You've been inspired, I guess, in the early part of your life, the first part of your life. Progressive rock was a big part.
Yes.
Of influencing you. What has influenced you for the second phase? Now that you're coming back in, what are you going to do differently than you did the first time around?
Well, I think it, you know, like if you look at an apple tree grows apples. It ain't ever going to grow strawberries. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm, so I think in a certain degree, I'm just going to keep growing my own apples. Mm-hmm. I can't. It's not what I'm going to do different. I can't be anything other than me, who I am.
So are you accepting now? This is what you're going to do with your life at that?
You know, I'm kind of that like guy who like does that thing that I do.
Yeah,
that's my apples.
And we all love it.
If you want to buy my apples, then you know.
It's okay.
But yeah, I think you know, it's important. You know, I think it's very important to acknowledge the downside of life as well as the upside. And I think, you know, you know, there are those moments in life where you just get pounded, and it's part of growing up. You know, it's part of becoming a man, so to speak. And I read a great book actually there's a Jungian analyst by the name of James Hollis, who actually is from Philadelphia. I didn't know that, but he's a Philadelphia psychologist, and he had a book called The Wounding and Healing of Men. Mm-hmm. Which is about the secret life of men. Like we have, you know, a lot of people talk about the conditioning that women have had over the years. Well, we have too. You know, where did they like this? Like, you know, we have to. You know, like there's a great story when my friend was in a car. He was eating a corned beef sandwich, and then the next day he got in the car with his wife, and she said, "What's that smell?" And he goes, "Oh, nothing. I don't know." Now, whatever the reason why he wouldn't tell her he was eating a corned beef sandwich yesterday, that's kind of what the book's about in a certain way.
Yeah, and now did that reflect on the song that you have just done?
Yes,
okay.
I was sitting I bought a log cabin and moved to Vermont, and I was sitting in the cabin in the wintertime. There was like 8-foot snowdrifts against my wall, and I felt very isolated from life. You know, it was a replica of my insides. That's how I felt. Yeah. And I remember thinking that nothing was going right for me. Everything was going, you know, it was a very, very, very harsh feeling I had. And I I really thought it was my initiation rites into becoming a man, and to stop relying on women for my emotional needs, and almost taking out external dependencies, emotional dependencies, so I can finally, you know, become a man. You know, I don't know whether that's right, but that's what I felt. And I wrote a song called The Wounding and Healing of Men, which I'd like to dedicate to James Hollis, if anybody knows him. You know, wherever you are, James, good grief. Stop writing those books.
Now, this is the song. This will be, or might be, on your next album.
Yeah, I have a studio at home, and I went in and took some down. So instead of singing it live, I would like to play the demo tape of it.
Okay, let's give it a listen here. Sure, at 88.5 XPN, new music from Francis Dunnery.
It's actually quite depressing, Helen, so...
Oh, that's okay. I can take it. I saw American Beauty.
You did? Yeah. Don't know if I'm getting tired. I don't know if I wanna go to work today, 'cause I spent last night with my old friend. He said it's make or break time, so I asked the burning question, why when I wanna make a forward move do you knock me to the ground? And he said, I'm gonna break you down, and then I'm gonna build you up again, stronger than ever before. I don't know if I'm getting jaded, I don't know if I'm disillusioned, I don't know if I want to make the effort today. Had another bad night with my old friend. He said there's no separation, there's only integration. He really isn't anything physical, just a voice inside my head that keeps saying, he said, I'm gonna break you down, and then I'm gonna build you up again, stronger than ever before. He said, I'm gonna break you down, then
88.5 XPN. That is brand new music from Francis Dunnery, our guest in the studio for today's Light Lunch here at 88.5 XPN. Oh, that's a great song.
It's pretty intense.
It's intense, but intense is good.
I think so, yeah.
I think it is. I think it, it helps others that maybe cannot do it. They cannot write it, but they can hear you express it, and then it helps them. So I think that's always good when there's folks that can do it like you can. I'm
very interested in the, I don't know whether people know this, but, when I travel around, or even up in Vermont or New York, I studied psychological astrology for a long time now, and like metaphysics, and I find it fascinating. And I do readings a lot of the time for, for people who, they seem to like it. And I'm back down doing them now, and I think, do we have any spare? I think we've got some left over the next few days if people want to give us a call.
To do the readings.
Well, I have to go today. I'm starting today at 1 o'clock, and I'll just carry on. I think today's booked up, but we have a few openings.
Oh well, if anyone wanted to call, they certainly can call in here. Kim's helping on the phones at 215-573-WXPN. They can get in touch with us here. Francis is performing on Saturday and Sunday night at the lovely Tin Angel. Yeah. So you can go and, of course, hear. I'm imagining you're doing a combination of new music with...
It's all new music.
Oh, really? Oh,
I might do a couple of old songs, but I'm really... Like, one of the things that I've always done in Philadelphia, I've always worked my songs in before I go and record them. Like all the ones for Tall Blonde Helicopter, all the ones off the last album. I was playing them here long before... I kind of feel comfortable here, that's why. Do you know what I mean? I can kind of go on stage and just be who I am instead of trying to pretend I'm Elvis.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Well, then you'll be able to hear some brand new music, and you have a lot of fans and support in Philadelphia. And I know I had talked with someone that you do the readings. I know you had done them before, so I had to call my mother and say, okay, exact time of birth is important.
What sign are you?
Pisces.
Oh, you're a Pisces.
The way he says that. Now, he's got a little smile, but I'm not sure what that means. Well, I just had a birthday last Saturday, the 26th of the month, but I know you need the year and all that, and I can give you that off the air.
Yeah, but you know what we should do? We should come back on and do an on-air reading for you and put your life all over the table.
And then you want me to be depressed too? Is that the whole idea here? Let's all be depressed together. I saw American Beauty. I have to tell you, I was going to go for my birthday. And I asked around the station, okay, now, you know what I think about American Beauty? I like Annette Bening, up for 8 awards. What do you think? And this one said, oh, yeah, great movie. Everyone said it. So I thought, comfortably, I went. My husband said, you're not going to like it. I said, but everyone said it was good. I'm going. So the two of us went, sat, and watched it. Man, depressing, dark, the violence. I mean, everything is peppered in there.
You mean real life?
Exactly. And I didn't feel like watching the news. It was like watching the news, and I was really a little bit too much for a birthday celebration. So,
but I think it's very important to acknowledge that you can't escape the dark by running into the light, and there is a darker side to life. Mm-hmm. There's no point trying to hide from it. It's there. You're better off embracing it. Mm. Because it's there anywhere. Mm-hmm.
One day. I couldn't have one day of not embracing it. My stinking birthday.
That's good.
So
you're a Piscean, you don't want to anyway.
Is that what it is? Yeah. We don't want to deal with it anyway. Oh, well.
No, you do. You love it. That's the thing about Pisceans. They love to feel sorry for themselves.
Oh.
To them, melancholy, right? When you get melancholy and you cry at TV adverts, oh, God, oh. Yeah. That is a subconscious recognition of the waters of the womb. Oh. That's heaven to you.
Oh. Well, I do like crying at movies.
You love it?
Yeah, like Terms of Endearment. Yeah. I do like. Okay, so now you've told everyone. Thank you, Francis. Sorry you can't come by again, but I'm sure David will have you on. No. Listen, now, when working on the project, when do you think we're going to have a full-length album? What would be a goal? And I probably not a good word to use with you at this point, but what would you like to see happen as far as the next phase of putting out the album and that's part of your life?
Well, the thing that's stopping me putting an album out right now is that I don't know which route to go, whether to go the record company route or to go the internet route. Mm-hmm. That is, the one thing I'm kind of grappling with. And I found a great, when I moved to Vermont, I basically spent the last 2 years training horses. That's what we did. My girlfriend and I, that's what we did. So we went, we kind of got out of the business for a while.
Okay.
And if you're in New York City, you can't see New York. It's only when you cross the river and look back you can see New York. Mm-hmm. So I kind of got a glimpse of my own life by moving to Vermont like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was ridiculous what I was doing, and pointless and absolutely stupid. And so that is the one thing that I'm grappling with right now. Do I just go on the internet and have have fun with that?
Yeah.
Or should I go and do the record company thing?
Well, what you could do is you could do the internet and let them come to you by the power of sales or, that type of thing happening. And then you'd be able to experience. There'd be no reason why you couldn't do the internet and then go to the label. I mean,
that's the thing with the record company thing. It's quite frightening because when you look at it on paper, it's ridiculous. Like any young bands out there, they probably don't know this, but this is how it works. Let's say, for instance, I'm a record company, right? Mm-hmm. And you're the artist. You're a naive 20-year-old artist, dying to do anything, just dying to be part. Now, the record company, first of all, feed on that. That's the first thing they do. That's their big thing. Mm-hmm. They've got this 20-year-old kid here who'll do anything. So I say to you, all right, you want to have a record contract. I will loan you $100,000, say, right? I'll loan you $100,000 to make a record. It's a loan. Mm-hmm. To make a record for my company that I own. Mm-hmm. I want to loan you the money to make a record that I own. Then I'm going to take $7 for every one that's sold and give you one. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
Then every time I come down to see you at the studio or down anywhere, or anytime I send a tape, or anytime that I come to see you at a gig and I'm out with my friends, I'm going to charge the entire thing to you. Right?
Yes.
And then, say, for instance, you sell 20,000 records, right? You sell 20,000 records. And so the record company have earned $100,000 and you've earned 20,000, right? They say to you, well, you owe us $80,000. And they make you feel bad for the $80,000, yet they've already pocketed the 100,000.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, sure. It's
crazy.
It's a crazy circle.
And everybody's running around. The executives are driving around in Mercedes cars. Everybody. And they're all rich. They're earning fortunes. And the bands are broke. And the bands they're the ones that's making the music. Without the music, there's no record companies. There's no executives and there's no anything. And then, I feel really strongly about that right now. It's kind of it's an old habit that needs to be broken, and so that's another thing that I'm kind of very reluctant to enter into a contract like that again with anyone.
I think you've talked me out of having you do it with a label.
Yeah. One of the things that's happening right now in the music business because of the internet is kind of like on its knees, and the executives are very frightened right now. They've marketed a lot of good stuff too has come out. There's been a lot of great acts over the years, but there's also been a lot of dross. And the record companies have marketed that to the point where the record sales are down 50% now from 2 years ago, because people are just sick of it. They're just sick of nobody's practicing their art. It's just like a big con. It's just a big marketing ploy.
It's a different world. I mean, I think that, sometimes those folks kind of rise above, and that does happen. And hopefully that will happen.
Yeah, no, you're right. Absolutely.
Hopefully that will happen for you. Would you like to do a song live in the studio with your guitar? If you'd like. If you'd rather not, we can...
I don't know whether I can sing this early.
Don't know if you can sing this early, but you don't have to.
I'll try, right?
Okay, sure.
This is kind of about, when I was sitting up in Vermont, I guess. I wrote a lot of songs there in that log cabin. Well, I almost died on the I-95 because I was driving in the wrong direction. Missed my turn and drove too far. I was headed for redemption. I was running south to look for the sun, but I knew I had to turn around. So I turned my car the other way. Medicine Man and snowflakes. Let your spirit take your fears away. Hold out your heart and let your spirit take your fears away. inside of a paranoid mind. I was fighting death with an annihilated pride. Satan left his keys behind. I was forced to feel what I didn't want to deal with. We all have to grow up sometime. The umbilical cord got chopped away. Lying old men and babies. Let your spirit take your fears away. Hold out your heart and let your spirit take your fears away. Oh, that snow took a long time to melt, but when it did, fresh water, I drank the thirst of a dying man. I could feel the minerals and the earth on my tongue. I was close to the earth. We all must leave our mother's womb. What of the liars who claim to have found? Too scared to stand on the earth ground. We walk like flowers towards the sun to know ourselves. The medicine man got plenty to say. The greatest beauty in the world. The snowflakes melt and leave behind a powerful man and a baby girl. Let your spirit take your fears away. Whatever you need. Hold out your heart and let your spirit take your fears away. Yeah.
Sounds good for 12:30 in the afternoon.
What did I say that?
I don't know.
I get up at like 6 o'clock with the baby.
I was going to say, you're a dad.
The alarm call goes.
Is your baby on the road with you? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We take everything on the road. We wanted to get a horse trailer so we could take our horses, but we couldn't. You know, we wanted, like, one of the things we wanted to do is have a house in Vermont, a house in, like, New York, and a house in Florida or something, and, like, California or something, and just kind of keep traveling around.
You know what? Your baby's too young, but there's a horse and pet show happening at an expo in Philadelphia, outside Philadelphia this weekend.
Really?
I should give you the information before you leave.
I think, I don't think it's illegal to strap a kid on a horse.
No. No, it's not. It's just it's a show. It's like a big expo, and you go and see the animals. They've got all types of animals and a big indoor type event that's going on this weekend.
Whereabouts?
It's in Fort Washington, so it's really just outside of Philadelphia. So if you were looking for something to do in the daytime, it might be something for you to check out.
Do you like horses?
Do I like horses?
Is it a Philadelphia thing?
I mean, I certainly like them. I've never really ridden one. I've never owned one.
When you're walking around on the planet, right, and your feet are on the ground, it's like, there's a certain kind of security in that. Mm-hmm. And being a bit of a control freak myself, it's like when somebody put me on a horse and they got my feet off the ground, it brought up a whole bunch of issues for me. That this 1,000-pound beast can run straight through the woods if it wants.
Yeah.
And it's, it's kind of like, whoa, that's a really heavy thing.
Yeah, I don't think I would ride a horse. And it would be, I guess, like skiing to me. I tried to ski and I had no control over the skis either. So I really wasn't real comfortable in that position. I sat a sign of Pisces too, that I need to control that type of thing. Or
Pisceans just kind of, they're very intuitive people, and they're very kind of, like you find them in like nursing homes or like animal hospitals and places where people are victimized because they see they're almost over the earth, on most subconscious levels. They're kind of, the earth for them is like, yeah. It's like they're looking for that other thing. It's like, let me just dissolve my boundaries back into the womb and it'll all be fine. And when the way they do that is by crying or by like, being abused by somebody, by being like cleaning the church steps,
You sure I want to have this reading when we get off the air?
Yeah.
He's just ready and raring to go to get me started, isn't he?
No, I'll tell you amazing things about yourself.
Oh,
See, one of the things is I'm kind of known as a bit of a butcher, I guess, in the astrological field, because I basically don't see any point in telling you all the great things because you're already doing them.
Oh, no.
Do you know what I mean? So what's the point of me sitting there and going, I'd rather say, well, you know, all them men that you're bossing around in your career, they're actually a subconscious view of your father. And you're trying to get power over him. Which isn't true, by the way. I'm not saying that.
He's just making this up. I just want you to know that. Boy, Francis.
But it's better that you know that than,
sure.
You know.
It's good to look at all different aspects of who you are.
Because then, see, Carl Jung said a great thing. He said the transcendent function of the psyche, or the thing, you know, basically the thing that makes us free, is the blending of opposites. So if you're a horrible so-and-so, you're also an incredible so-and-so. And it's the acknowledgement of both of them that, you know, turns us into wonderful things. So if you deny one of them, then, you know.
Well, I've said that before. You've got to take the good with the bad.
I wish we were on TV right now because your face is great.
Ah, jeez. Now, I hear you're going to open up an astrological health center. Is that one of your
yes.
your goals, is to do that? So you're pretty serious about it.
Yeah, but, you know, after about $100,000 worth of excavation, and it's kind of like, oh, wow. And you realise you've got about 4 yards done of your front lawn. It becomes quite frightening, the amount of money it's going to take. So, you know, I need to kind of go back to work and figure some more money out.
And keep it going.
Well, it'll be great. We're going to have people come up there. We'll have concerts, and it's basically, you know... we've had people up at the house already, some of our friends, and you know they love it up there. You know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to set up some kind of like guru spot. You know, I'm not really into that.
Yeah.
I just want to hang out, and you know, everybody has fun, and you know, we'll all eat horses, and
that sounds.
You have to kill your own horse when you come.
I'm wanting to come already. Can I book a date? Now you haven't been here. You were here for a couple of various events, but this weekend is going to be, as we just mentioned, Francis, who is our guest for the Light Lunch today. He's going to be at the Tin Angel, and that is Saturday and Sunday night. So
are tickets still available? I don't know. Are they?
I'm not really sure. I'm supposing that there are some. They haven't called me and told me not to mention that, so I'm assuming there are. And if anyone needs to get in touch with Francis, certainly you can give us a call here at 215-573-WXPN. Well, thank you for coming by. We really always wish you the best, and doors are always open for you to come in and visit with us and keep us up to date. I'm going to get my birth date in order here, and then Francis is going to give me a reading, and who knows, I might be back after the 1 o'clock hour. I'm not sure.
Crying, you'll be crying.
I'll be crying. If I'm crying, then I'll be a really happy Pisces, right?
Yes.
We're going to leave you with, my husband will agree with you. I just want you to know that. He's agreeing with you right now. I can hear him nodding. We're going to leave with a song from Francis Dunnery, and good luck with your next project.
Thank you.
At 88.5 XPN.
Highway, all your fears, so the truth in your heart will follow you. Show yourself to yourself, and you don't have to wait tomorrow. And you make me feel, you make me
Wxpn, Medeski, Martin, and Wood. And Think, and music from Francis Dunnery from the song Perfect Shape, here from Go Do What Happens. Let's go do what happens. And that's what happened in here today. Francis Dunnery visited for the light lunch, and thanks again for him coming by and performing in the studio. It was nice getting to hear some new music from Francis Dunnery. And again, he will be at the Tin Angel this weekend. If you need more information, you can give us a call. Kim is helping us on the phone today at 215-573-WXPN. And I have to get my reading and find out all about Helen Light, the real Helen Light, that is.
Support for XPN comes from Prince Music Theater, Philadelphia's new theater on the Avenue of the Arts.